The colony of Elysia Prime sat on the edge of a green, rolling plain. The sun was soft in the sky, casting golden light on the silver domes of the human settlement. Life had always been peaceful here. Humans had come to this planet many years ago, seeking a home far from the crowded and noisy Earth. They planted crops, built homes, and lived in harmony with the wild animals of the planet. Children ran in the fields, and scientists like Ethan Marlowe worked tirelessly to study the new world. Ethan was different from most people on the colony. He loved to explore, to understand the strange life forms of Elysia Prime. He was tall, with brown hair that often fell into his eyes when he bent over his instruments. He worked in the biolab, analyzing plant life, animal biology, and most importantly, blood samples. His fascination with blood was scientific, not strange. On a planet so different from Earth, humans needed to understand blood to survive unknown illnesses or predators. One quiet morning, Ethan was adjusting a microscope in the lab when the sky suddenly darkened. A shadow passed over the colony. He looked up and froze. It was not a cloud. It was a massive ship, black and glinting with strange metallic colors, hovering silently above the settlement. People screamed and ran outside, pointing to the sky. The ship descended slowly, like a predator watching its prey. Its surface shimmered with purple and red lights, and the ground beneath it seemed to hum with energy. The colonists had heard rumors of the vampire kin, a powerful alien species that traveled between stars, sensing life through blood. But no human had ever met one. Now, the rumors were real. The alien vampire queen, known among her people as Lysera, stepped out. She was taller than any human, her skin pale and smooth, her eyes glowing like amber fire. Her hair floated around her head as if underwater, and a black cloak swirled around her. She did not speak. She did not move quickly. She only walked slowly toward the colony, sensing, observing. Ethan watched from a safe distance, heart pounding. Something about Lysera's presence was overwhelming. Even from far away, he could feel her focus, like a cold wind passing through his mind. She paused, tilting her head slightly, as if smelling the air. Then, her gaze swept across the colony, stopping for a moment on each person. People whispered and panicked. "She will kill us all," one shouted. "We should hide," said another. But Ethan did not run. He felt a strange pull, as if Lysera's attention was calling to him. The colony leaders quickly organized a meeting. They argued whether to attack, communicate, or hide. Ethan suggested something different. "We do not know what she wants. Maybe we can show her we are intelligent, curious, and peaceful. Maybe she is not just a predator." The leaders ignored him. Weapons were ready, and guards were stationed around the perimeter. But Ethan could not stop staring at Lysera. Her eyes were scanning, her senses reaching into the hearts and minds of everyone around her. And then, suddenly, she smelled Ethan's blood. It was subtle at first. A tilt of her head, a narrowing of her glowing eyes. Then, she moved closer to him than anyone else, as if drawn by a magnetic force. Ethan froze. He could smell the faint ozone of her presence and hear the soft rhythm of her breathing. It was not human breathing. It was deeper, more commanding, more ancient. Lysera stopped a few meters in front of Ethan. She looked at him for a long moment, then knelt slightly to sniff the air near his neck. Ethan's heart beat fast, but he did not flinch. He remembered his training. Stay calm, stay human, stay clever. "You are interesting," Lysera said, her voice soft but clear in his mind. Humans did not hear her with ears. She projected her words directly into thoughts. "Your blood, it is unique, alive, strong, curious, brave." Ethan swallowed. I am just a scientist," he thought back, speaking directly in the same way. He did not understand how he could communicate mentally with her. But he realized he must. I want to study life. I want to understand. Lysera's eyes glowed brighter. Curiosity. Yes, that is rare. I must see more of this human. I must, Road. I must see more of this human. The colonists watched in fear and awe. Some whispered that Ethan was doomed. Others whispered that he was chosen, but no one dared to come close. Lysera's presence made the air heavy, almost difficult to breathe. Even animals in the area had stopped moving. After a long pause, Lysera straightened and walked away slowly, leaving Ethan standing there, shaking but unharmed. The other colonists rushed to him, asking what happened. He could only point toward her ship, now hovering quietly above the plains. The next few days were tense. Lysera did not leave. She observed the colony, moving silently through the night, watching the humans work, eat, and sleep. Ethan continued his research, but now he felt her presence constantly, as if she were always near him, smelling the air, reading his thoughts. One evening, Ethan was in the lab, testing a blood sample from a local animal. He was measuring oxygen levels when he heard a soft sound, like silk brushing against metal. He looked up, and there she was, Lysera, inside the lab, standing silently by the doorway. You should not fear me, she projected into his mind. I do not wish to harm you, yet. But I must know more. I must see how humans act under challenge. Then, I will choose. Ethan nodded, though she could not see the gesture. I understand. I will cooperate. I want to show you what humans can do. Lysera's eyes softened slightly. She stepped closer, and Ethan could see her glowing pupils focusing on him. Then, she vanished from the room in an instant, leaving a faint scent of ozone and night flowers. Ethan realized something remarkable. She was testing him. She would watch his actions, his courage, his choices, and perhaps his wisdom. Over the next week, Lysera created small challenges. She moved through the colony at night, creating situations where humans needed to act quickly. Animals suddenly attacked crops, machines malfunctioned mysteriously, and strange lights appeared in the skies. Humans panicked, but Ethan remained calm. He organized others, solved problems quickly, and protected the colonists when danger approached. Through it all, Lysera watched silently. She never interfered directly, but she came close enough for Ethan to feel her power and presence, a constant reminder that he was being tested. She was like a shadow, always nearby, always aware. One night, Ethan stood on a hill overlooking the colony. The stars shone brightly in the sky, and the soft hum of the ship above could be felt in his chest. Lysera appeared beside him, as if she had silently teleported. You have performed well, she projected. But I must see more. The final test will come soon. Only then will I choose. Ethan swallowed. I am ready. I will do what is needed. Lysera's glowing eyes focused on him one last time. Your blood is different. That is why I have noticed you. You carry a spark that many humans do not, but you must prove it fully. The galaxy is dangerous, and I cannot choose without certainty. Ethan nodded again. He did not fully understand what she meant, but he trusted himself. He trusted human courage. And he realized, for the first time, that humans were not weak, not fragile, not unremarkable. In this vast universe, their ingenuity, courage, and compassion could shine even in the presence of a being as powerful as the Vampire Queen. As dawn broke over the colony, Ethan felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. Lysera's tests would come, and the path ahead was uncertain, but he was ready to face it. After all, he was human, and humans had always survived against impossible odds, and somewhere above him, The alien vampire queen continued to watch, her curiosity growing stronger with each passing moment. She had smelled many lives across the stars, but Ethan's blood called to her in a way she had never known. The first part of her decision had been made, but the final choice remained far in the future. Ethan looked up at the sky one last time before returning to the lab. He did not know if he would survive the tests, or what it meant to be chosen by Lysera. But he understood one truth clearly. His courage, his mind, and his heart would be tested in ways no human had ever imagined. And thus, the story of a human who caught the attention of the alien vampire queen began. The morning sun rose over Elysia Prime, spilling golden light across the colony's silver domes. Birds, or something like them, chirped in the distant forests, and humans began their daily routines. But for Ethan Marlowe, there was no ordinary morning. The presence of the alien vampire queen, Lysera, hung like a shadow over every step he took. After the first encounter, Ethan found himself constantly aware of her observation. He could feel it even when she was not visible. A silent, watching presence. A pulse in the air that made his heartbeat race. He had never been one to fear. But Lysera was unlike anything he had faced. Her senses were far beyond human understanding. And her ability to perceive blood, the very essence of life, made her an unpredictable force. That morning, as he walked toward the lab, he noticed something unusual. The main water supply had begun to bubble unnaturally, and a strange red mist hung in the air above the main reservoir. The colonists panicked. Children screamed, and workers ran back toward the safety of their homes. Ethan froze for a moment, then took a deep breath. "Stay calm," he said aloud, though mostly to himself. "This is another test." He approached the reservoir carefully, analyzing the mist with his portable scanner. It was not toxic, but it was clearly unnatural. Something was affecting the water's composition, something that could threaten the colony if not corrected quickly. And then, from the corner of his eye, he saw Lysera. She appeared silently, floating above the reservoir, as though gravity itself obeyed her will. Her eyes glowed amber in the morning light, and she tilted her head, observing him. "You understand, human," she projected directly into his mind, "that your actions here are under scrutiny. How you react to danger will tell me more about your nature than words ever could." Ethan swallowed hard but nodded. "I understand," he projected back, the strange communication taking him a moment to control. He had never imagined speaking directly into someone else's mind. "I will do my best." Lysera did not respond. She only watched. And then, the challenge began. Ethan climbed into the reservoir chamber, scanning the machinery. Something he could not see exactly what was causing the unusual chemical reaction. With precision and calm, he began rerouting pumps, adjusting valves, and isolating the contaminated water. Sweat beaded on his forehead, but he focused entirely on solving the problem. Every step mattered. Mist or no mist, every colonist depended on him. From above, Lysera observed silently. She could sense his pulse, the oxygen in his blood, the speed of his thinking. To any human, it would have been terrifying. But to Ethan, it was exhilarating. Every action mattered, not just for survival, but for recognition. Somehow, he felt that Lysera's perception went beyond fear. She was judging him, learning from him, and perhaps even respecting him. After what seemed like hours, Ethan stabilized the reservoir. The red mist dissipated, and the water returned to its normal, clear state. Colonists cheered from the edge of the dome, though they did not fully understand what had happened. Ethan felt exhaustion sweep over him, but there was no time to rest. Lysera's gaze was still on him. "You acted with intelligence and calm under pressure," she projected. "Good. But courage is not only measured by solving problems. It is measured by protecting others, even at risk to oneself. At that moment, a scream pierced the air. Ethan spun around. In the distance, a forest fire had broken out, moving quickly toward the colony. Panic erupted. People scattered, trying to save homes and equipment. Ethan's first instinct was to run and help, but he remembered Lysera's words. Courage was not just survival, it was protection. He grabbed a fire suppression device and ran toward the flames. The heat was intense, and smoke filled the air, making it hard to breathe. Ethan ignored the burning sensation on his skin and the tears stinging his eyes. He directed colonists, helping them form human chains, moving equipment and children away from danger. His heart pounded in his chest. But he did not let fear control him. From above, Lysera's presence was stronger than ever. She moved silently, observing every choice he made, every life he saved. Her senses reached out, reading the blood flow in every colonist's body, monitoring their safety, watching Ethan's influence ripple through the panicked crowd. Hours passed before the fire was contained. Exhausted, Ethan sank to the ground, breathing heavily, soot covering his clothes and skin. Colonists surrounded him, offering thanks. But he barely heard them. He could feel Lysera standing nearby. "You risked yourself to save others," she projected. "Most humans would flee. You stayed. That is rare." Ethan nodded weakly. "I did what I had to do. We are all part of this colony. We protect each other." Lysera did not move closer, but Ethan could sense approval in the silent air. "Yes. That is why I watch you. I must know if your essence is worth choosing. Courage, intelligence, compassion. You show all three. But there is one more test. Human. One more test." Ethan's heart sank slightly. One more test? He had already faced chemical hazards, panicked colonists, and a dangerous fire. What could possibly be next? The answer came faster than he expected. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the ground shook. Alarms blared throughout the colony. Ethan rushed outside. Ships, smaller and faster than Lysera's massive vessel, appeared in the sky. They were alien, unknown, and clearly hostile. The colonists panicked. But Ethan's mind worked quickly. He understood that these ships were attacking for a reason, perhaps to capture the colony, or challenge Lysera's presence. Whatever their goal, humans had to survive. Lysera appeared beside him, projecting directly into his mind. "These beings seek to test your kind. You must lead, human, or all will be lost." Ethan nodded. "Then we will stand. We will protect our home." He organized defenses, assigning colonists to shields, shelters, and emergency systems. He studied the alien ships, noting their movement patterns. Using his scientific mind and quick thinking, he identified weak points in their formation. He devised strategies to protect civilians without engaging directly in combat. Lysera watched as humans executed his plans. She moved silently among the attackers, subtly influencing their movements without harming them, ensuring that the human strategies were effective yet challenging. Ethan realized that she was still testing him, seeing if he could adapt under pressure, lead under threat, and remain calm even in the face of unknown dangers. The battle lasted through the night. No humans were seriously harmed, thanks to Ethan's quick thinking, and the alien ships eventually retreated, puzzled by human ingenuity. Exhausted but triumphant, Ethan watched as the stars returned to calm above the colony. Lysera appeared once more, hovering silently. Her glowing eyes focused on him. "You have done well, human," she projected. "You have faced danger, protected others, and acted with intelligence and compassion. But the final test is not physical, nor of skill. It is moral." Ethan frowned. "Moral? What do you mean?" She did not answer immediately. Instead, she led him to a chamber in her massive ship, one that seemed to exist outside of time and space. The walls shimmered, showing visions of the galaxy, stars, and countless civilizations. She projected images of suffering, greed, and cruelty, but also kindness, courage, and hope. "You must choose," she said. "These lives are in danger. Some can be saved, but not all. Your choice will reveal your essence, not just your mind or body, but your heart." Ethan felt the weight of her words. Every human he had saved before had been one thing, but now he was being asked to weigh lives against each other. His mind raced. Could he save everyone? Could he make the right choice? And how would Lysera judge him if he failed? Hours passed in meditation and contemplation. Ethan realized that humans were not perfect, but their strength lay in choosing compassion even when it was hard. He made his choice, prioritizing those who could be helped most and organizing systems to assist others. He acted with fairness, courage, and intelligence, exactly what Lysera had been watching for. Finally, the visions faded. Ethan stood alone in the chamber, his heart still racing, sweat on his brow, but a strange calmness in his mind. He had done all he could. Lysera appeared silently, floating above him. Her eyes glowed brighter than ever. "You have shown courage, intelligence, compassion, and moral strength. Few humans could have done what you did. You are remarkable." Ethan bowed slightly, overwhelmed. "Thank you. But I did only what any human should do." Lysera tilted her head, a gesture that felt almost like curiosity or approval. "That is why I watch humans. You are fragile, yet strong, small, yet capable of extraordinary acts. I smell strength in your blood, Ethan Marlowe. And I see more. But the choice to be made is not mine yet. You have passed the first stages of my tests. The final choice will come. And when it does, you must be ready." Ethan nodded, though exhaustion threatened to overwhelm him. He realized that being chosen by the alien vampire queen was not simply a matter of survival. It was a responsibility. His actions, courage, and moral decisions had put him in her sights, and now the galaxy itself seemed to wait for what he would do next. As dawn broke over Elysia Prime, Ethan looked toward the stars. He understood one thing clearly. His life had changed forever. The tests were not over, but he had proven humanity's worth. And in doing so, he had earned the attention of a being unlike any the universe had ever known. And somewhere in the sky above, Lysera, the alien vampire queen, watched, her curiosity growing stronger with every passing day, drawn inexorably to the human who had shown the universe the courage of his kind.